morning, dear student. I hope you all are fine there. So we are in the 28th day of our virtual class of grade 6, and in today's video we are going to discuss and we are going to learn about the proverb. And in Nepali we call it ukhan. I am very much sure that you are much well known and much more familiar about the proverb, as you have already learned in your previous or the junior classes as well. So now, before starting a proverb, let us be known about its meaning. Actually, what does proverb mean? Okay, so here is the meaning of the proverb. So let's see. A proverb, it is a short traditional saying. It is a short, it's not in the sentence form. Okay, so it is a very short and traditional saying that expresses some obvious truth. It expresses, proverb expresses obvious truth, real truth or familiar experience. Okay, so proverb, it is based on the obvious truth or the general truth or the real truth. Okay, and as well as it's based on the familiar experience. The actual meaning, so the actual and definite meaning of proverb is quite different. It is different than the meaning we get from its individual words. It means the actual meaning, the obvious meaning or the definite meaning of the proverb is very much vast, is very much different than the meaning we get from its individual word. Okay, so now let's see some of the proverb and I will provide you the meaning of those proverbs also. So let's see here. I'm going to rub this. So first one proverb we have. Some of the proverbs with its meaning. So first one is the early bird first. The early bird catches the worm. So the first proverb we have here, and now we are going to say its meaning. Okay, now let's write its meaning at the downside. So what does this mean? What does this first proverb mean? What does this mean? The early bird catches the worm. And now let's see here. It means that if you do something, you will have advantage. You will have an advantage and be successful. So the early bird catches the worm. The meaning of this proverb is here. It means that if you do something very accurately, if you do something very effectively or very hardworkily, you will have an advantage. Obviously, you will get advantage and you will be successful as well. It means if you hard labor, if you be laborious, or if you do something very effectively and very hardworkily, then you will have an advantage, you will have a benefit, and you will be and you also be a successful person. Now let's come to number B. Haste make waste. It means that hurrying will cause you to make mistake. Here haste means hatar. Okay, so hurrying will cause you to make mistake if you do everything very hurriedly, if you perform your work in a hasteful peaceful manner, then obviously you will let mistake to happen. You will do some mistake, you will do some wrong. It means, and that's why we should not do hurry in every work. Number C. Money begets money. Money begets money. The meaning of this is, if you have money, then you will get, or you can have, you can get, then you can get more and more through investment. Money begets money means, if you have money, if you have sufficient money, if you have adequate money, then you can invest that money in any other factors or in any other fields, and you can multiply your money, or you can get more and more money from that investment. Okay, so now let's see number D. So in number D we have, the pain is mightier. The pain is mightier than sure. You might have heard one proverb in Nepali, Hathiyar Kanda Kalam Chulo, right? So this matches with that. You can solve problems better and more effectively through communication. Through communication with words than by violence, than by weapon. So see here, the pen is mightier than sword. It means sword is a kind of weapon. Okay, so and the pen is a type of communication tool. Alright, so here you can solve problems. It means most of the problems you can betterly solve and effectively solve through communication with words than by violence with weapon. It means you can solve most of the problems. You may be able to solve most of the problems by communicating with other, rather than using your weapon. Understood? So now let's see. Number E. Never judge a book by its cover. It means something cannot be judged by its appearance. Something cannot be judged by its appearance. And we should not judge also. Never judge by a book by its cover. It means that something cannot be judged by its appearance. Okay? And then we have the first step is hardest. Number F. The first step is the hardest. This means the most difficult step hardest means if you are going to start any work or if you are going to start any business, then the first step of your business will always be hardest. Okay, that's why the first step is the hardest, means the most difficult step, the most difficult step of an action of any other work is always the beginning. I hope you have understood up to number 6. Okay, and you just write in your fair copy, and the remaining proverb I will make you to write in our next video, in our upcoming video. So read it, write it, learn it. Okay, so for today this much. We will meet soon in our upcoming video. Till then, be safe, take care, thank you.